One of the top questions that we get asked by the florists that we serve is what happens to the green waste when it leaves their shops or their studios. So we thought it was a really interesting, important idea to come here to Shorts, just outside Bracknell in Berkshire, to show you the whole process of what happens to the bags of green waste when they arrive, and that they go through the whole system until it reaches this stage, which is the compost. We're really excited to be able to announce that foam will be turned into compost at this site. Welcome to Planners Farm. This is where we recycle green waste into compost. When the van arrives on site with the bags, it comes into here where the bags get offloaded. The team here then will go through the bags and they will take out any contamination, and then it'll all get pushed up behind me here before the next stage, which is shredding. The most important thing that we have to get right at the start is getting rid of any contamination. Working with the florists, one of the big things that we see, which could actually be quite easily sorted out at the front end, is getting rid of the rubber bands and making sure no plastic comes in. A problem that might look, fairly small here, once it's gone through this process, will be shredded up into, 100 different pieces, and then it's a lot harder to get out at the back end. So once the green waste has come in, has been shredded, it then gets formed into a windrow. It then goes into the sanitisation stage, which is between 3 and 4 weeks. The temperature then needs to get between 70 and 75 degrees. That enables all the pesticides and germinating seeds to be killed off, and this is the first step. So already it's starting to look like it's been broken down. During that time, we will be probing the temperatures and we will be turning and adding moisture as and when required. So once we've done the sanitisation stage, we then move on to the stabilisation stage. During this process, we keep the temperatures between 55 and 65 degrees. We're constantly checking the temperatures with the probes. We're looking at whether we need to turn it, which adds in more oxygen, or we need to add more moisture to it. And then that moves across the yard, the next 6 to 7 weeks. So once we have finished the stabilisation phase, we then screen the product. So we screen it all to 20 mil, which is quite a big grade. That will get out anything that hasn't had a chance to break down in that time, which we then put back through the process. Then we put it into a maturation phase for 3 weeks. So the 20 mil product is mainly used by farmers. It's a more of a mulchy material. It's got a bit of carbon in it, it's quite good for holding moisture, but also breaking the ground up. So the farmers love it because it's so organic. It's a really good way of improving soil in the fields. But if we show you the product, because this is the bit that really sells itself. This is the first batch of the year. To have all the Christmas flowers, all the Christmas trees that we brought in will be in this pile. With the 20 mil, you can see it's just got that bit slightly more of a woody element, and it's still in its maturation phase. 10 mil product, it looks a lot prettier, so people use it on their beds. People can also mix it with various different products to then make special blends. We sometimes mix it with different things like sand to give certain blends as well. It's more decorative, that's more landscapers, people who come in and collect it for certain jobs. The peat-free ban it's either here or it's happening. So this is going to be the only way you can organically, naturally put that goodness back into your garden. A lot of people don't understand what a closed-loop recycling system is, and it's really simple. You start with your flowers coming out of the field. They then will, be used for whatever they need to be used for. They'll end up coming in to us in the compost bags. That will then go through this 13-week process, and then the product we make at the end will then go back into the growing of flowers, and it starts again. So it's all closed loop, and we supply composters to a lot of various different people who grow flowers and supply them into the floristry industry. So it is very much that closed loop. We've been doing this for 25 years. The process has not changed. The equipment we use is more efficient now, but actually the process in essence is exactly the same. Every single time we get asked about a new compostable product, we put it through testing. The bags was a no-brainer, and we saw that straight away. With the foam, again, you can just tell by it breaking down that it'll be able to go through the process. This is probably the longest and the slowest way of composting, but it's also the most at one with nature. It's really important for us as Compost to choose the right composting sites. Now we operate nationwide. We have found a network, predominantly family-run composting sites within the UK, because then we can guarantee the product is similar, if not the same as this, rather than it contain plastic or it's not as good quality.